Madhyoli Charanam, Jai Nandalala, everybody. Today's topic is Pazhamudhircholai, the last sixth abode of Lord Murugan. Pazhamudhircholai actually has the whole meaning in that name is so purnam, so complete by itself. What Lord Murugan was actually trying to teach us is right there in that name. Param is fruit. Mudir is shaking down. Solai is a grove, plantation. So to teach us the knowledge, you had to literally shake down a grove. Let's see, we'll put this together and see what this actually means and where it came from. Now, this place is the sixth abode of Lord Murugan, Aarupadai Veedu, sixth one, the last one. So it's located on the Solaimalai hill. Solaimalai hill, outskirts of Madurai. It's 25 kilometers from Madurai, and it's a dense forest area. It's beautiful. It's so luscious and green. When you drive there, the scenery is so beautiful that you have to stop your car, vehicle somewhere, and just stand and admire the beauty. It's so luscious and so green. Now, coming to the actual story of how it came to be known as Pazhamudhircholai, it goes back to Avayar. Avayar is a very, very big devotee of Lord Murugan. She wrote a lot of poems about Murugan and Playar. And she is a very, very devoted devotee and very great poet, very literate, very strong in her Tamil literature. Her knowledge was very high. So, like every time I have said, right, when you learn or you become the expert, a pro, like they say, in a certain field, you unconsciously develop an arrogance. Well, it comes without our knowledge. We develop an arrogance thinking that we are the best in that field. We forget that the Lord has provided it for us and He's channeling that art through us. He is using us to spread it to the world. We forget that. We forget that we are the pen and He's the writer. We forget that we are the vehicle, He's the driver. You see that? It's very important. But we forget. Even Avayar had that moment. He also tripped, being the most literate, being the most well-educated, so strong in her Tamil literature. She had her tripping moment when she felt she was very knowledgeable. That kind of, somehow comes into our heads and happened to poor Avayar party also. Hence, Lord Murugan. See, we are very blessed. You know why? Because only the blessed souls are taken, are selected to be corrected. For instance, if it is not your time, and you probably have to go through a lot more to learn, you have to learn it on your own then, right? Instead, the Lord comes in some form or sends somebody to correct you. You are very blessed. Because correction is something It's like you drive without a GPS. Your GPS is not working all of a sudden. No signal. What happens? You're like wandering here and there. Can we go right? Can we go left? And you stand to ask somebody, not once, many times, to get to the right path. Instead, you have a GPS always telling you where to go, providing you the route, the actual place, the destination. It's so easy. So when someone comes and corrects you, take it. Take it. Always that ego has to go down and we have to listen to that. The criticism is always good. Always very, very good. Even if you're the most learned, criticism is to be well taken. That's why we have critiques in everything. For instance, when I was in fashion college, every time we had our designs made, we have to keep it in front of the class and everyone will come and critique it. Everyone will come and critique it. It is the way it is. And then you become a thick-skinned, you know. Nothing gets to you after that. And then you after that, you start taking the criticism and making it better next time. It's all a lesson. Life is a lesson. Right? Criticism has to be taken positively. Here, poor Avayar party also had her moment of, without her knowledge, she had this ego that she's the best. That pride, you know. And Lord Murugan recognizes it because where is Lord Murugan? He resides here. He resides in our heart, in our soul. He knows everything that you're thinking. He hears everything that you're thinking, even if that slight ego emerges out of nowhere. He recognizes it. He hears it. And if you're his dear devotee, which Avayar was? Avayar was his dearest devotee. To become his dearest devotee also, you have to do penance. You have to do penance, and she has done that. She did not become Avayar just like that. She did her penance, got there, and the Lord had to correct her immediately. That happened in Pazhamudhircholai. She was walking. She walked all the way to all these temples to seek blessings from Lord Murugan, Pillayar, everyone. So here she was towards Pazhamudhircholai, and she was sitting under this navel tree. And she was so tired, weak, hungry, thirsty. It was a long walk. Those days, it's walking. You get to everywhere by walking, by road. The roads are not made. There's no proper roads, you know. Stones and thorns on the way. It's not easy. So walking all the way there, he comes and sits under this tree, like a pada, you know, that the shade of that tree gave her so much of that nimmadi, we say, right? It was so cooling and nice for her, that breeze. But she was thirsty, hungry. And suddenly she heard this boy who was sitting on top of the tree. Who was that? Lord Murugan, disguised as a 10-year-old boy, small boy. In the party, he says. What party? Are you tired? You look very tired. Do you want some fruit? She looks up. She's old, so she looks up like this and sees this young boy, a cowherd kind of boy. Doesn't take him too seriously. Amappa, I am tired. Yes, I am tired. Paran tartuma, he says. Do you want to eat fruit? She was like, yeah, of course, She's thinking, why not? Yeah. Seripa, he said. Okay. Now comes the question, right? He says, Sutta param venama, sudada param venama. That is, in English, if I have to translate that, it's roasted or unroasted. The actual meaning. So, party, exactly like you have an expression. Party's like, what? How can you roast a fruit? What is this boy talking? Well, he's just illiterate. Let's leave him. Sudada parame kudupa, he said. Give me the unroasted one. She had no time to argue and she had no energy to argue with it. So she just let it go and she asked for the unroasted one. The uncooked one. So he shakes the tree, the branch, so that all those ripe fruits fall on the ground. Inda paati eduthuko, he said. Take it. And Paati goes and she grabs all these fruits that have fallen on the ground and then she picks it up, holds it close to her mouth, and she blows on it. Like, to remove the dust, the sand off of it. She blows it. So he giggles from up in the branch. He's giggling. The boy is giggling. It's like, Enna paati, sudrada. He said, what party? Is it hot? So he asked for the not roasted ones, right? Why is she blowing it? Like as if it's hot. See how intelligent the boy, the 10-year-old, is playing with words, So Avaya Party is very, she's like shocked at the playing of words, how this boy is playing with words. She immediately looks up and she smiles like she was caught in that moment doing this act, which made him ask that question instantly. What, is it hot? Because you blow even to cool it down, correct? You do to cool something that is hot. So he was playing with those words. And she immediately looks up and she says, yeah, nee sadhana paiyan illa. You're not an ordinary child. You are definitely not an ordinary child. Show me your actual form, he says. I want to see you in your actual form. And there, Lord Murugan reveals his actual form in front of her. His beautiful actual form in front of her. And she was so blessed. She falls at his feet and she says, thank you for giving me that knowledge. I was ignorant. I thought I knew a lot. No, I don't. I don't know anything. By this playing of words, you proved that I am nothing, he said. And that is what Lord Murugan is. Jnana Shakti, which we discussed in our last session, the knowledge, the power of knowledge that he gives, makes us all humble. Stay humble always. Either whatever you've achieved, whatever it is, that humble is what it takes us across the shore and we have a smooth sail. If we think we know too much, we will fall. It's okay to have a moment, I guess, like Avayar, but we have to be blessed that the Lord comes and saves us from that moment. And we have immediate recognition and realization of our mistake. That is also there, right? If we still hold on to our, our feeling that we are the greatest, then even God cannot save us. We have to go through that path without a GPS, which will take a long time, and find the destination, right? Longer time. Think about it. Pretty scary. Better we have a guide always. And there are only few people who are blessed with a guru. I always said guru is the link between us and God. The biggest link is a guru. If you have a guru, hold on to her or him tight. Not everybody gets a guru very easily. Not everybody. Guru seeks you. Guru will come to you. At the right time, he or she will appear. Hold on tight. That's the link between you and the ultimate. Now here, the navel tree that I was talking about is still there in Pazhamudhircholai. And I believe it bears fruit of season. It's a miracle that happens in this place. And I believe this is the Stala also of this place. Now, the Lord graces here with both his consorts, Valli and Devayani. He's beautiful. Aragan is what he's called in this temple. He's so beautiful. And even today, the place I was talking about, the mountainous place, is luscious, green. And even the older poems and all that were written, the literature that were written about this place, indicate that this place was always luscious and always fertile, always so green everywhere, so many flowers, so many fruits, vegetables, abundance, in abundance. So remains that way even today. Now, at the foot of this hill is Aragar Kovil. And this is one of the 108 Divya Desam. Lord Vishnu is the Aragar. And of course, who is Lord Vishnu? Lord Murugan's Mamanar, right? He's in the downhill. So it's like two Aragars in this place. One is Kumaran, Murugan, and one is his father-in-law, who is below the hill. This place cannot take two Aragans. That's why the place is like so beautiful. And people visit there, they say, I still have to go there. I haven't been there, but I've heard people explain, and the videos I've watched, it's beautiful. Can only imagine, because I have been to Madurai. Madurai is beautiful. Madurai is Ambal's place, the Queen Meenakshi's place. It's beautiful. So this is just 20 kilometers away. And now on top of the hill of the Pazhamudhircholai temple, on top of that is Nupura Gangai. It's a perennial waterfall, and it is guarded by the Amman, Rakai Amman. And I believe the water originated from the anklet of Lord Vishnu. So that's why it's called Nupura Gangai. So beautiful. And I believe this water never dries up. Even during a drought or anything, it's always continuous. Water keeps flowing here in this temple, the Rakai Amman temple. Now, initially in this temple, the Pazhamudhircholai Murugan temple, initially the veil was the only thing that was in the sanctum, the main sanctum. Then later on, the idol was installed along with Valli and Devayan. Now, the Lord stands here with 4 hands. He has 4 hands. And this temple is very old, 1,000 to 2,000 years old. Now, all the Tamil poets that we spoke about, Arunagirinathar, Nakirar, all of them have mentioned about this shrine. Lord Murugan, Aragan, is the Lord of the mountains. Now, the Abhishekam for Aragar Kovil, that is Lord Vishnu, right? Downhill, Aragar Kovil is done with the water from Nupuragangai. I believe if any other water was used for the Abhishekam, the idol becomes black. So they always use only this Nupuragangai water. Now, there is a big line to take a dip in this water. A lot of people take a dip in this Tirtham and then head to the temple. Now, Aragar Kovil, that is below the hill, the Mamanar of Lord Murugan, is called Sundara Raja Perumal. Now, he is who? He is Meenakshi's, goddess Meenakshi's brother. Now, he's the one during the marriage season, right? Aragar travels all the way to Madurai. Why does he travel all the way to Madurai? To attend his sister's wedding. Because he's the one who gives the girl's hand to the bridegroom, Lord Shivan. So he has to be there. So he goes all the way to attend the wedding. Now, this temple was built by the Pandya kings, and later on, a lot of renovations happened. Many kings had a hand in it. The Vijayanagara kings, the Tirumalai Nayakas, and everyone had a hand in it. Now, this was about this beautiful temple, Pazhamudhircholai. And we always see Murugan as a small Kumara, right? Small child, small boy. Even now, when he came to teach a lesson to Avayar, he came as a small 10-year-old boy. And I think I haven't told you about my dream, where he came as a small boy. And then, of course, he turned into a big man, handsome man. All that said and done, when you think about Murugan, the immediate thought is a small boy. Am I right? Murugan, Kumara, you always think small boy, right? Bala Murugan. It's always a small boy. That is where the trick is being played. Now, why am I mentioning this? There is a story behind it. Now, we all know this. This is not anything that I'm telling you from somewhere that is hidden in some scriptures. No. We all know that there is no birth or death for God. Right? There is no birth or death. He's not neither born or neither there is death for him. Right? He's immortal. God is immortal. God is goddess. God, whatever you want to call it. That ultimate is immortal. Now, you really think that Murugan had to come in that avataram with 6 heads, with 18 eyes to defeat Surapadman? Not really needed. Not needed. But why did he choose to do that? When you take all these avatarams in the scriptures, every avataram is beautiful. Every avataram has some lessons to teach us. So many lessons to teach us. That's probably why they come, they take that avataram, they do all their leelas, they make it fun, and they teach us a lesson. So, Lord Murugan as a child, he was playing with nature. We did discuss this part also, where he thought he would shift lakes from here and there. When he was a baby, like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, he used to play with nature around him. He used to shift lakes from here and there. He used to shift mountains from here and there. He started playing with the Merumalai. And the devas who were watching this baby, they thought this baby was causing some danger for them. So immediately the devas went and complained to Indra, and they all came to fight this baby because they thought he was causing trouble. And what was that? Why was that? They didn't recognize who the baby was because the baby was growing with the kritikas in Sharavana Poigai. He was not here in Kailasham, so they didn't know who this baby was. Immediate reaction, immediate fear. When they saw that all this thing was shifting here and there, they didn't recognize who it was. When I said that different avatars come on earth to teach us a lesson, we remember, do you remember the Hanuman incident? As a child, he thought the sun to be the mango and bounced at it and grabbed it to eat it. And who fought him? Lord Indra, right? He hurled his weapon at him. Again, same mistake here. We see the gods, all of them coming together to fight this baby. And think about why Lord Murugan was born. Let's shift a little back and see. Why was he born? To save these same devas from Surapadma. The devas were praying every day for a relief. They were being literally tortured. Remember telling you they had no peace of mind. Lord Indra could not stay in his palace or think that it is his palace. Whenever Surapadman would want, they will come. He'll say, get out. It's my throne now, and sit in the throne. When he's bored, he'll say, come, you sit here, I'll go and come back. So Indra was just like a temporary king, and Surapadman was the permanent king. This was Indra's life then. And so was all the other devas. He was literally spinning them around. He was using them for his entertainment. He used to say, go catch fish for me and come to Lord Indra. And Lord Indra would be, murmuring, and he was so annoyed. He'll be telling all the other devas, what am I, Lord? Am I the devas, king of devas, for catching fish for this guy? So Lord Varuna said, don't worry, he's the god of water, right? He said, I will catch all the fish and give you, don't worry. And he'll bring all the fish for Lord Indra. And when he went with all the fish, the Surapadman will say, you know what? All the devas will bring the fish inside here for me. You all have to carry the fish for me here. So this was how the life of devas was. I'm just giving you a picture so that you understand they went through hell. Many years. because that was the boon he asked for. Surapadman's boon was such that he ruled. He was the strongest, he was the most powerful for so many years, and he got it. Devas prayed, and there Lord Kartikeyan is born, and he's a baby, he's playing around, and Devas couldn't recognize him. The Lord who came to save them, the Lord who came listening to their prayers, to put an end to their misery, they couldn't recognize him. Reality. That is reality. Even we are in that place. We are also guilty. Do we all recognize the Lord? If God came in front of you, would you know? Would you know? You'll be in your own world. We're all in our own world. In that little bubble. We may be thinking of some stress, something, somebody said something, someone did something, and or our, oh my God, I'm scared I'll be laid off this time. So many things, right? I hope my review is okay this year. I hope I get a promotion. I hope I get a bonus. So many things are running in our mind. When the Lord comes and sits in front of you, you won't even know. If you're in the temple, someone comes and sits in front of you, you won't even know. He usually comes as the most tattered. Sometimes he'll be stinking. He usually picks like that only to come. To see if we see through all that. How many of us do? How many of us put all those other criterias away and notice the divine residing in that form? Not many, not many. Well, in the devas were tricked. Who are we? Who are we? The devas couldn't recognize that baby. The devas couldn't see who he was. The Lord was come to save them. So all the devas went to fight the kid. Yeah, they went to fight the kid. Not knowing who he was, they all went with their weapons, thinking that the kid was a threat. Because he's shifting lakes from here and there, he's shifting oceans from here and there. The Merumalai was being shifted, so they couldn't take it. They were like, let's go and fix this kid. They went and they started fighting the kid. Soon what happened? All the devas were unconscious on the ground. Lord Murugan later brought back all of them back to consciousness. That's when he revealed his Vishwarupam. In Skandapuranam, they say this is a beautiful chapter where they talk about the Lord Murugan revealing his Vishwarupam. Not all of us know that Lord Murugan also revealed a Vishwarupam. This is the time he revealed his Vishwarupam. And the devas were shocked. என்ன குழந்தைன்னு நினைச்சியா? What's the message? What, you thought I was a child? You thought I was a baby? I came for you. I've come here to save you. Don't mistake me to be a child. I came here to protect you, to free you. And this was more than that. Vishwarubam was powerful. His feet was, he was growing bigger than bigger than anything you could imagine. I cannot even comprehend. None of us can comprehend. His feet was in the Padala Loka. His mid part of the body was everything you see here on earth. Everything. Name it. Everything. His neck and head portion was in Swarga Lokam, in above. Everything. Again, on the other side. Nobody even knows what is there. Can you imagine that? That was this Vishwarubam. And Lord Shiva had mentioned this to Goddess Parvati just casually when they were talking. Om paiyan sadhano illa. Your son is not an ordinary child. A day will come when he will show his Vishwarubam. It will startle everybody. Amazing. When you just comprehend or even try to comprehend what I just said, close your eyes and just think about that Vishwarubam. Anybody with a weak heart will have tears. Anybody with love for that Lord will have tears. His beauty is so beautiful. I'm speechless. No words to even explain this to you. I think my tears have explained enough. So that's who he is, that beautiful Lord. The Vamana Avataram also, you remember that small kid just grew so big. I'll have 3 foot of land, right? That's what we remember. The Ada Avataram that shook all of us, showing the Vishwarubam was Vamana Avatar of Lord Vishnu. Similar Lord Murugan here, showing his Vishwarubam. All these avatarams came to teach us a big lesson. Don't take them lightly. Don't take me lightly. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I've come to save you. I've come to pick you up, lead you. We are very blessed that we had Ambal with us. The Ambal Avataram, Akhilandeshwari, who walked this earth and who was there with us, who led us, who held our hand. And so many people have had so many different experiences with her. I know a lot of devotees in Chennai and who are close to her and near the temple, Mylapore, all the volunteers. How blessed you all were. Forget all of that. Even us who are far away from her. Blessed. Because we were just far away physically. She was there here throughout. All of us. She was always here. She's always here. He is always here. That's the power of the Devi. Talking about Avataram, we have to remember all the lessons he has taught us, all the lessons, how to behave, how to be kind, how to be courteous, how to be grateful. So many times, many of us only took complaints and went to her, which is fine. We don't have anybody else to go complain to. That's okay. But how many of us will remember to go tell her everything is okay now? That number falls. Maybe 1%. I didn't know this. I went and told her one day, Amma, thank you, Amma. Amma, thank you so much. You did this for me. Amma, thank you so much. You did this for me. Amma, thank you so much. You did this for me. And she kept quiet and she said, Amma, I did thank you. Nena potu paada padtare. You're killing me with your thank yous, she said. நீதான் ஒருத்தி தேங்க்யூன்னு போடுற என்ன. You're the only one who comes and says thank you all the time. I didn't know this is what Ambal said. We have to be grateful. Every day, lot of things to be grateful for. Lot of times we go tell her this has happened and she'll say, I'll take care of it. Go do this. A lot of us forget to go tell her everything is okay now. We think it's the goddess, she'll know. Yeah, she knows. She knows. She did her duty. What about us? What is our duty? To go tell her, Amma, all okay now. Thank you. Right? Thank you, Mattu. We say it to a picture. But when we want to say our worries, we go to say it to the physical form. Now we don't have a choice. Pictures are. When she was there in her physical form, a lot of us never went back and told her thank you when she was there. We'll take the easy route. Picture. Thank you. And we'll make a nevedyam or whatever. Leave it. Correct? That gratitude has to be there every time. Why are they here? To teach us so many lessons. This Murugan was so interesting. I enjoyed this Murugan, this Aarupadai Veedu that we traveled, our journey. So much we learned about this beautiful avataram. Came closer and closer to this beautiful. Not that I was not aware of it. When we read Bhagavatam or when we read Ramayanam or when we read Mahabharatam, whatever you take, when you read about Bhagavad Gita, for instance, or anything, any scriptures, not that we don't know the outline of it, but it instills a lot of bhakti, stirs up so much bhakti and so much emotion, so much thought, positive. And it just makes us, I feel, a better person. How we perceive things, how we look at things, I think it changes us for the better and appreciate the avataram more. We have to thank that Lord for coming and giving us this beautiful leelas, the Tiruvalayadal, the stories, right? All this, we have to be thankful. Same with our Sri Amma. We have to be thankful for all those jokes and those wittiness, the sweetness, sweeter than honey that she was. Thankful. Right? I've not seen anyone sweeter than her. We can't. She's Ambal. Goddess, you can't find anyone sweeter than the goddess. So thankful. Today is Pongal. So we have to be thankful to who? The sun god. That reminds me to say in the Vishwarupam of Murugan, one eye is the sun, the other eye is the moon. So he carries the sun and the moon as his two eyes. I really enjoyed this session on Lord Murugan with you all. I hope you did too. Adiyoli Charanam, Nandalala.